I broke my candle.
Hi, how are you? I hope you're okay. How are you? We have exciting news. You're crooked. We have exciting news. We're still crooked. We have exciting news. We just got to 1K. I'm gonna be announcing the giveaway winner in this video, so stay tuned. But before we get into that, we have this video to go through, which is gonna be fun because I'm going to be reading Booktubers' worst books of 2022. I've been so excited to do this. I wanted to read the best books, but then I was just like, no, I'm going to do worst. So the two most Booktubers that I watch is this video. Hi, how are you? I'm a mess. I hope you're okay. So the two most watched Booktubers for me are definitely Jack Edwards and Jessie the Reader. I love those two people with all of my heart. They make me laugh. They distract me from ending my life. That was way too dark, way too quick. I'm easily influenced, so I'm going to be reading the worst books that they've read in 2022. We have a very long list ahead of us, but we didn't do any of it. We just chose 4, 2 from Jack's list and 2 from Jessie's list. So they had a lot to go through, and I was so sad because Jessie's list was almost all on my TBR, like almost all of it, and I was so sad because I trust both of them. Starting with Jack Edwards' list, he also had a lot, like a whole lot, but I picked one that gave him trauma, I should say, because since that man read that book, I'm talking about The Spanish Love Deception, since that man read The Spanish Love Deception, I know what PTSD looks like, and I think that man has trauma from that book, so we're gonna be reading it. He said, and I quote, that book is his sworn enemy, and I'm excited. Also said, and I quote, that BOOKTOK people were hyping this book up so much that he doesn't understand why, and in order for you to say good things about it, you have to be paid. I'm so fucking excited to see what the hype is not about. The premise seems simple. It seems like something more like, what's the word? Like someone who would enjoy easier writing or not really adult fiction would like. The premise is a rom-com following a young woman who agrees to fake date a colleague and bring him to her sister's wedding. The premise seems easy. It seems simple, but we're gonna see. I mean, what had that man riled up so much that this is his fucking sworn enemy? I'm so excited to see. So we're gonna start with The Spanish Love Deception and see what's happening. And let's start with the good points because there's a lot of bad points. First off, I thought it was kind of fun to start with. Was it a bit boring? Yes. But was it still a little bit fun to follow? Yes. Was it repetitive? And this, mind you, all happened just in the first chapter. The first chapter, I was like, this is a little bit fun. Oh my god, it's getting boring. Oh my god, they're saying the same thing over and over again. At one point, she said, oh my god, by the way, the eyes. I totally agree with Jack on this one. She literally called this man blue-eyed, or he had ocean eyes, or whatever the fuck, like 755 times. We get it. His eyes are blue. Cool. Good for you, my dude. There was this one time where she goes, his eyes were so blue they reminded me of the depth of the ocean. That's black. I don't know if that's just me. I might be showing my stupidity right now, but I think that's like really dark, that it borderlines black. It's black. It's really black. I'm gonna Google it. It's black. That's not blue anymore. If it reminds you of the depth of the ocean, it's black. First chapter, I counted. We already called him. I wasn't even done. Blue-eyed 4 times. We get it. We get it. Please stop. I know it's a plot of her like not having a date. Oh shit. It's a plot of her not having a date for the wedding and getting into this whole fake dating thing for the book itself. Like, that's the entire book. But like, it's just go alone at this point. It's like really not that serious. Fuck them. Just go alone and dance your heart out. It's like, this whole thing could have been just, I'm just gonna go alone, fuck you. That's it. It's not really a boring book, but just nothing really important went down in the book, to where like you don't want to take a break. To where when you take a break, all you do is like think about it and just want to go back to this world and stuff like that with these characters. Nothing really important happened to like keep me intrigued, I guess. I don't know. This was supposed to be an enemies to lovers, but literally 4 chapters in and she's already gawking at him. She's already describing his biceps as tree trunks. She's already thinking how it feel. 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 Oh my god, how it would feel like. What the fuck? I can't talk. She's already thinking about how it would feel like to have him in places. That took way too long for such an underwhelming phrase. Also, who the fuck moans eating a granola bar? Yeah, okay, it was handmade. He made it at home and he gave it to her. It's not like that good. It's like nuts and dried fruit, and she describes it as nuts and dried fruit, and then she's like moaning out loud and she can't stop herself from moaning out loud, and I don't understand it. Who the fuck moans eating a fucking granola bar? At around 300 pages, there's no enemies part. There never was an enemies part. He's just mean, and there's like 1 week where he was decent to her, where he was okay, where he was a normal human and his reactions were normal to her and stuff like that, and then he's just fucking mean again, and there's literally no enemies part. She likes him, he maybe likes her. I don't get the enemies part. It just feels forced. I mean, honestly, it's cute at times, but 300 pages in and this is a 500-page book, I don't get that hype that much. There's a lot of sexism happening in the workplace, and no one talks about it for some reason, and it's just like, I'm gonna be a strong woman and ignore this. Bitch, no. By almost the end of the book, honestly, where the fuck is the enemies part? I was getting mad because it's a lot of time invested, and where the fuck is the enemies part? There's no enemies. She has a huge crush on him and been gawking at him since the start of the book. It's cute, so overhyped. The enemies part is forced as fuck, and the fake dating aspect is just fucking stupid. Just go alone to the fucking wedding. Just go alone. It's fine. I promise. I come from a very, very, very dumb very ethnic household. I get it. It's really stupid. I do understand it. But just go alone, really. At the ending, I honestly finished it, so I won't get into a reading slump, because it's did like start making me feel like I'm going into a reading slump, and I hate that. It's cool and it's cute, but I thought it was so overhyped. Like, the hype surrounding this book is so much that you think you're gonna get something completely mind-boggling, and I honestly agree. I don't get the fucking reactions. Oh my god, I shouldn't say that. Okay, to each their own, really. I had some really outstanding reactions for books that weren't that good to a lot of people. To each their own, of course, but like, I don't get it. It's so overhyped. We did it! We finished it, and we're gonna do more because we hate ourselves. So next up, we're gonna be reading the 48 Power of Rules. The 48 Rules of Love. No. The Love... Fuck's sake. The 48 Rules of Power. That was such a small sentence to get me so confused. I don't understand my brain. This was one of Jack's worst books of 2022 as well, obviously. Oh my god, that was such a stupid statement. Obviously. I'm terrified of this book. It's non-fiction. It's literally giving me flashbacks. And his reasoning why this is one of the worst books he's ever read is that he said, this is for people who need a hug. Gives you a migraine for an idea of power. As the most insufferable character ever. So it's giving me flashbacks to The Secret, and I hated that book with all of my heart. I thought it was dangerous and misleading and fucking stupid. But to each their own. And it's giving me flashbacks to that, so I'm terrified. It's also non-fiction, so I'm like really terrified. but we're gonna read it, and we're gonna get through it, and we're gonna sit and look hot and talk about it. We didn't get into this one expecting a lot. We didn't. We really, really didn't. However, we didn't. Yeah. At first, he started preaching the whole idea of the grass will grow again. All you need to do is wait for it and not be impatient, and stuff will start making sense again, which I liked and honestly needed at this time while reading it. I needed to hear that. And then it started saying, if you're impatient, you're weak. Impatience makes you a weak person. And I don't really like how that sounds. Like, I know what you're trying to say, but I don't really like how that sounds. Honestly, after reading a little bit, I thought there were so many points that I agree with. But then they always end in a fucked up note. Like, it always starts with, you need to be patient, the grass will grow again, all you need to give yourself is time to heal, because you're fucking weak if you don't do that, and you're not enough, and you're not an alpha, and you need to be an alpha. Like, it starts off so well, and I'm just like, oh, this isn't that bad. This isn't, oh my god, this is awful. Oh my god, this is awful. And it's like that cycle kept going and going, and I kept trying to give it more chances, and it just never happened. It gave me so many fucking flashbacks. You don't understand. It gave me so many fucking flashbacks. Bro, it's not as bad as The Secret. It's not as bad as The Secret. The Secret straight out told you, hey yo, if you're that dead, it's your fault. This doesn't say that. It is fucked up, but it's not as bad. Never trust anyone. Study everyone. Yeah, that sounds like a no for me. That sounds like a recipe for depression, my man. We have a lot of that. We don't need any more. It went on with the whole, like, quoting other people and involving other people, which could be good. Like, oh my god, this is my point, and it is valid, and it's been used for centuries. I get that, but it was used so much. This is where, like, it gave me more flashbacks of The Secret, because The Secret had this where every, like, 2 sentences they were just like, Madonna uses this, Oprah uses this. They didn't say Madonna. It's the first thing that I thought of. I don't know why I thought of Madonna. One of the laws was that you shouldn't make yourself shine, or you'll develop enemies. You can do that, or you can surround yourself with people, actual friends that actually want to support you and are actually happy when they see you shine and see you developing yourself and in high places. Like, that's just me, but like, you can do that. Step 2 is don't put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. And honestly, we're gonna get to a very serious point right now, but for someone that is unstable and slightly paranoid, that's a no. It kept going on and on about not trusting anyone and everyone wanting the bad side of life for you and stuff like that, and that can be harmful for someone, like, unstable and already paranoid and stuff like that. It's really not the best idea to put that in a book. Sometimes there is a really good point, but it's delivered in a really, really bad and borderline harmful way. And other times, there's a real bad point, but it's delivered in such a flowery, self-helpy, I want what's best for you way, that I don't know which one I hate more. And sometimes it's just sad. It went on and on about, like, no one actually wanting what's best for you, and you can trust anyone, and you can do this, and you can do... And at some point, I really get what he meant, what Jack meant by saying, this is for people who need a hug. There are honestly good laws in here, like some of the 48 laws. There are some good ones in here. But then they get so overshadowed with the shit they say. Get others, helpers, to do your work for you. It will give you a godlike aura. Although there are good and useful points, but the combination of everything gives off narcissism. 11th law is learn to keep people dependent on you. That is what a manipulation looks like. That is what a manipulator would use. That is called manipulation. Never teach them enough so they won't do without you. Yeah, that really makes me sad. Show your true thoughts and feelings only with your most true and closest of friends. You mean the ones we're posing as friends with? I thought this was gonna be worse than it ended up being, but it still sucked. It's given sad. It's given narcissism. It's given I need a hug. Yeah, I agree with Jack on that one. I agree with Jack on that one. No, what the fuck? Next up, we're gonna go to one of my other favorite booktubers. I mean, one of the two favorite booktubers that I watch, since I only watch these two. And it's Jesse the Reader. I loved him. I love the content, and it always just makes me happy and giddy. Jesse is like that one friend that you don't know and they don't know you, but like, you know, you can trust, because I can trust him with one, the content, because it always either gets me out of a slump or gets me out of my mental stupidity, and that doesn't make sense, or just book recs. There are so many books and characters that I've met and loved because of his recs. So the first one that I picked is The Maidens, which has to do with the murder. I forgot to get in the summary and I'm filming on my phone, so I can't look it up, but it has to do with a bunch of girls in a school and a murder. And honestly, I like this, but it sounds like the type of book that, since he didn't like it, it sounds like the type of book that has been like that has a summary that's like so hyped and like big and like this and that, and you think that it's gonna enthrall you and it's gonna keep you hyped all the way through, but then you read it and you're just like, oh, that was fucking overwhelming. But I digress. This review on this, that it was underwhelming and overhyped and includes an annoying MC. Not to copy anyone, not him to be exact, but one of my pet peeves in reading is a fucking annoying MC. When I tell you, while reading the Akutar series, Nesta made me want to crawl my eyes out of my fucking skull. No, I hated Nesta so fucking much. Oh my god, I hated her so fucking much. Like, you don't understand. I hated Nesta so oh my god. Like, I don't know how Feyre could just not punch her, could just not say anything, could just literally go outside and hunt fucking wolves while Nesta is in the house and is like too tired to go get wood. I hate annoying MCs. So we are in for a thing. Also picked The Midnight Library. I'm choosing to read them and then sit and review them all at once. Yeah. Honestly, The Midnight Library has been on my TBR for a long time as well, and then I saw the first video while he first read it and he didn't like it, and I was like, not in my TBR anymore, yay, it's gone. And then it was gifted to me, so now I love it more than anything ever in life. But the premise sounds like something I would enjoy if done right. Now, his review is that it could be harmful to depressed bitches, and I am depressed bitches, and we're gonna see. Premise sounds good, so we're gonna see. Yeah. I finished. I'm surprised. I am shooketh. I am shocked. This was like the weirdest part of this video. This was the weirdest part. Let's talk about The Maidens. I loved The Maidens so much. I regret every moment that passed and I thought I'm not gonna read this. I loved The Maidens. I'm a little sick and it helped me feel better. I was reading and I thought, so far I like the character. The MC, the main character, is Mariana, and I was expecting annoyance. I was expecting a lot, but I liked her. By the middle of the book, we have a surprise POV, which was amazing because it kept me hella intrigued. The summary that I gave you before, when I started reading it, it was not like that at all. It follows Mariana, who is a group therapist who gets a call from her daughter, and from her niece that she raised, I think, and not me forgetting when I literally just finished the book. But she gets a call that there was a murder at the college that Zoe stays in, her daughter slash niece stays in, and then she goes there and she starts investigating because she wants to help. By the middle, when we go there, we got a surprise POV from someone else, from the life ender, or who we think is the life ender in this scenario. And it was so fun. POV, not that the book didn't keep me intrigued, but the plus POV of the other person, the duo, oh my god, you know what I mean? It kept me intrigued. That POV, it kept me intrigued. It was like an adult, boring, pretentious version? Like an adult, pretentious version of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. When I say boring, I mean quotation on quotation on quotation on quotation boring. This wasn't boring. It's just like, you know what I mean. This review is every 2 seconds I just say, you know what I mean, and you figure it out. I absolutely loved the setting and aesthetic. It's giving dark academia. I loved the setting and aesthetic, and I loved the mixture of Greek mythology and Greek stories and Greek tragedies with the mystery murder aspect. Plus, it was really intriguing for me personally. Also, by almost the end of the book, they mentioned a painter who killed her husband, and I know that's the silent patient. They just said, maybe you should go out and help. There's this new patient who wouldn't talk, like the painter who killed her husband. And I know that's the secret, the silent patient, by the same author. And I was hesitant on that book, but now I really want to read it. It had a way that kept me really curious while still being calm. And the combination of all of that gave it this calm and slow yet really chaotic and unhinged energy. There was an eerie sense to the space that we're in the book, to the place, to the setting, to the story from the first page. It had nothing to do with the murder mystery that's happening, but oh my god, I get words stuck in my mouth. It had nothing to do with the story itself and the plot and the murder, but the main character herself. Some feeling, something that with the writing we felt. That's what she said. By the end, when the big secret or the ultimate plot twist appeared, it all made sense to the MC, and there was just this cloud hovering over her since the beginning of the book, and it's something that we could actually feel. And by the end, when everything was in the open, that cloud dissipated and we could feel it too. I could feel it too, and that was genius writing, in my opinion. This was a 5. I really cannot find anything wrong with it. I loved everything. I loved the different minor plots with her patient, with the maidens. Next up, let's go to the Midnight Library, which is also something that I'm surprised about. I liked it. I enjoyed the short chapters and just how the chapters are laid out, like how they are chaptered. I also, even just starting the book, thought it was so relatable to me personally. Upon entering the library, we get a straight up Neil Gaiman-esque fantastical or contemporary realism magical feel, which I normally absolutely love. But in this one, at the beginning, I felt like it was romanticizing the idea of self-murder. I was shocked by how much I liked it this far in the book. I was expecting so much worse, but just starting the book and getting into the library, I was honestly enjoying it so much. By almost the end, I started to lose a little bit of interest, but it still made me confused to what is gonna happen and how this is going to end, and some things to be explained, so it was intriguing enough. Although the message of the book is absolutely great, and in so many chapters and so many times and ways was done in a really good way and a really thoughtful way, but the end of the book where everything is just better for the main character, for Nora, her name's Nora, right? For Nora, is, in my opinion, done in a way that makes me a little bit indecisive. By the ending of the book, the author threw a lot of doing things and everything ending up okay, which I absolutely love. Talking to an old friend or making a difficult phone call and that activity ending and we're okay. There's a lot that I took from this though. I understand that books like that, well, every book is not anyone's and everyone's cup of tea, but I love these. I wasn't expecting to like this challenge. Jack's choices were something that I didn't like that period of time when I read those two books, but my nose is itchy. I wasn't expecting to end this challenge with a good time. I would love to know what has been your worst books of 2022 or your worst book of all times, because I will read them. Thank you so much for watching and for being here and stuff. I'll see you next video. Bye. Hi to the segment of the video, the video segment of the giveaway winner. So it's been a long road, and first of all, thank you for being here and for watching and for interacting with me. I was gonna say for entertaining, and that doesn't make no fucking sense. The winner of the giveaway is, drum roll please. I don't know if I'm going to play the sound of the drum roll now or what I'm gonna do, but it's you. Hi. So this person has, since I started this channel, which has only been 7 months actually, has commented 170 fucking comments. I've produced like 60 videos. That's a lot of comments. That's a lot of interaction. It's been so fun talking to you, really. It's been fun replying and talking to you and discussing books and discussing characters and all of that jazz. I really like talking about books. So you won, and what you won is this box. Imagine if just a box. Now, have I read these books before? Yes. Have I said a lot of negative things of the books? Yes. But free books. To this one, which has potentials. It does. I hated the first part, but it does have potentials. So yeah. And then this one, which I hated with all of my being, but I didn't want to just sell it. I wanted to say thank you, because just because I didn't like it doesn't mean that you're not gonna like it. You're also going to get bookmarks, these 3 bookmarks that I made that has art that I like. And then you're also going to get some annotation tabs, because we like to remember. All your thingies are going into this box, which you will be receiving from me. All you have to do is to comment your email or any way I can contact you in the comments, and don't worry, it's not going to, I'm gonna be the only person that's able to see it. It's going to go to a spam folder, and I'm going to email you back and send you your package. Now that I'm doing this, I hope you see this. I don't know what to do if you don't. But yeah, you, sir, ma'am, you win.